Boom.
Yivyoung. Ain't nobody down round here. Get that out me ear. It's not doing out. Get that badger in and on and over here. He's in, he's on, he's over, he's here. I'm not going to overthink this video because I don't overthink any of them, mate. That's literally nobody do it how he does it. Clout Chaser's back. I've got a few shout outs to do for people that have bought my single. It's out on the 13th of September. The link is immediately below. If you click that link, you'll be helping a brother out. It'll send you over to my JackCity page with the video to show you how to download it. Ripper bought 5 copies, so shout out to Ripper. Shout out to Sakamoto Sensei 2506 who bought 2 copies. Shout out to Sakamoto Sensei 2506 who bought 2 copies. And shout out to Robert Hobbs. So yes, shout out to Robert Hobbs, Ripper, Sakamoto Sensei 2506 and Robert Hobbs. So here we go. Quick shit vid. That is one of the worst games of football I've ever watched. It was devoid of any entertainment even whatsoever. I can't help but think Farke is trying to make a point. He's come out at the end of the game and said that he thinks we need 4 transfers. Undoubtedly, we need some players. He's alluded to the fact he needs some fullbacks. He needs a fullback, he needs a midfielder, and he needs some attacking players. That has been evident from the start of the season, more or less, to be fair. Obviously, losing Rutter's a huge blow. It's so clear. Anybody that thinks Rutter's a one-trick pony or is frustrating in the middle of that park when he turns on ball is for all to see there that it is a huge void when he's not in there. He's the only one that can actually trap the ball, take the ball, look to turn. Yes, sometimes he loses it, but he often wins it back. It is what it is. The ball did not stick up top whatsoever. Joseph's had a tough start to the season. I still think he should get his 10 games, depending on how we get on, really. I actually thought Bamford was better when he came on for the last 10 minutes, and everybody's going to lose the marbles over that, but he's just used to picking up scraps and working with nothing, really, you know. Going forward, I would love it if Joseph is the man, but it's a very difficult side to do anything in. There were a lot of talk, I've just been on Just Joe's show, there were a lot of talk about how the defending was much better. It was much more solid, and I'm got to be honest, I'm not so sure about that. There was, right at the start, they were dinking the ball over the top a few times, and we looked absolutely all over the place, in my opinion. The first time it happened, I can't remember who the gadge was up top, but he got pushed out wide, and Rodon's going mental in centre at park, centre at box, like he's got 2 players, and luckily it just gets passed back and we all sort of get back in his positions. Firpo and Bogle seem to keep getting caught out in them wing back areas. Struick looks a bit sluggish to me, to be honest. Rodon's a bit ropey as it stands. We've not got it going on. I don't think needing some players in is any excuse for what I've just watched there, though. I really don't. Unless them players are just totally happy and delighted to be then the fall guys and they go sit back on bench again and become fringe players again. You cannot tell me that Geldar, however you say his name, isn't or can't do the job that Peru's doing at the moment in the side. It must be so frustrating for him to not get a chance. When he does get a chance, he plays in that shit team against Middlesbrough. We get battered and then you won't see him again. I feel for him. Placid for 20 minutes. First 20 minutes were really placid, just not happening. They had 8% possession at ball after about, I think from 10 to 30 minutes. They had 8. It was just terrible. It was like, who wants to be more like West Brom? It was literally like trying to find out. Nonto was energetic on the ball initially, like, you know, to some extent. And Nonto got a bit of shit as well because it was all terrible, but at least he's looking like you think he's trying to affect the game in some which way. I can't name a single player from either side with all the players that came on, you know, all 109 of them on both sides. I don't remember a single player. It's only due to the fact that I actually know some of these players are. Struick getting the man of the match pretty much sums it up to me because I don't think he did all. You know, to give it to a defender in a game like that is, you know, not even a midfielder to get it, you know, who's sort of controlled the game, or at least, you know. Rothwell coming on as that number 10, I think's a point scoring from Farke again. I genuinely do. I mean, I'm not adverse to Rothwell in that 10 role really, but, you know, not when we would be chasing the game. There's no need for us to be that negative in a game. I don't like the idea of going away to West Brom. I know a lot of people saying, oh, well, West Brom are decent, they'll be challenging or whatever. I don't think this is going to benefit us long term. If we don't get a lot of players in, is that how we're playing till end of the season? Because I'm not in for it if that is the case. Couldn't keep the ball up top. It was bouncing off everybody. It was bouncing off Joseph, bouncing off Nonto, bouncing off James, who all had poor games. Certainly bouncing off Peru. We were losing it in their half. We were losing it in our half. And unless he's tracking back, it's like he's not allowed past the halfway line. He spends a lot of time at centre circle, just, either side at centre circle, just thinking, I don't know, no press whatsoever. We didn't look like we were going for it at any moment. As I say, it was purely due to the fact that West Brom couldn't create anything. They're about as ball up top was sticking as less than a hooker's knickers. But, it was all just not for me. That I was really actually frustrated on in general after the game. It had drove me over the edge more or less. And I'm not having that long term. Farke were pretty sort of like positive in his post-match press conference, sort of saying, that they've done well to get a point. It's a big point. We obviously lost there last year, but we lost there trying to win a game. I'd much rather, Also, we spoke about on Just Joe's show after in the panel, and Joe was sort of suggesting, or Joe said about Farke saying that, you need to roll your sleeves up and get stuck in and that. And I mean, I fully agree with Joe on this. It's like, but I said it's far too early to be talking about rolling your sleeves up. We're 2 games in to the league, do you know what I mean? And you're already on about rolling your sleeves up. It's the Leeds team that's done this to us at the moment. Do away with the dragging the players away, Rutter, Somerville, Gray, whatever. I don't just take that aside. I don't care. Them players on that pitch can do more than they did today, and I am Team Farke, fucker. But that is on Farke. That it's not. There is no way you're telling me that Nonto, James, Peru, and Joseph don't want to play a more forthright football game. They want to get forward. They want to press. Loads of pace up top. I mean, Peru's not the fastest, but James, Nonto, and Joseph certainly are. So it just, it's nonsense to me that. I forgot my point. What we're on about with Joe. Yeah, to roll your sleeves up after 2 games just seems. You do that after 25 games, don't you? I don't mind Farke coming out and rallying the troops and being like, come on, boys, we've had a run of 15 games, we're unbeaten, we've tailed off, it's gone against us. Like Luke said, maybe we've had a couple of injuries, couple of sendings, all 5 bookings, so we've had players suspended. Like, they're the moments when we need to get behind the side and roll our sleeves up. I get behind the side every single time. I get so much shit off so many people for always being positive about the games, and I will be again at the weekend. I was before this game. But ultimately, if I'm brutally honest, 60 minutes in, I didn't think... I thought a win would have sugarcoated the whole... If we'd have broke away and gotten a lucky goal, or... I just think it'd have sugarcoated all that crap that we've been through there, and it'd just be like some sort of a masterclass, when in reality, West Brom had the better chances. They looked more likely to create, and they did the best to not create. Was not an advertisement for the Championship whatsoever. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm truly sorry. That was on Sky Sports Football, the main event, 12:30. I rushed around like a maniac. I've had about 55 minutes sleep. And then if I hadn't been going on Joe's show, I'd have got another half an hour sleep, because 60 minutes in, I was doing star jumps trying to stay awake. Absolute fucking cack! Absolute dross! And you're not telling me that them boys can't do more than that, because they can. And I've got to say, I think it's instruction. I think they've been instructed... Well, they've definitely been instructed to sit back. This is me now, not Angry Mad Gab. They've definitely been instructed to sit back. Of that, there's no doubt. And I think it's to the demise of the players that was on the pitch today. Nonto will get away with it. James will get away with it. Joseph will get away with it. But your Perot won't get away with it. Aronson coming off at bench won't get away with it. These boys won't be seen. These boys won't be featured a lot if we do bring some players in. And so they shouldn't be, because it's not good enough. It is absolutely not good enough. But as a player, you should got to be taking this on yourself and go, this is my moment now. I don't want to be a fringe player. I want to be one of the best players in the Championship. I want to be part of the promotion charge. So pick your balls up, take your chance, and do more.
Boom. promises. You do you and I'll do me, that's just the way it is. Don't wanna ever feel surprised, that's why I ask.